Hello, humans and monsters. I am finally back. And if you doesn't remember me, well, I don't blame you. I disappeared for quite a while because of my exams. Anyway, keeping my life on the side and getting into the video. But before that, I posted something on my channel. Go and watch it, like a vote for a new three what ifs. Choose one of them, blah blah blah, these things, and just go and vote. But for now, while you guys are voting there, I'm gonna do a new part of What If Deku had air cannon. And now where we last left off, Izuku has managed to run away from the hands of Dr. Ujiko after Dr. Ujiko really wasn't expecting that much of a power from Izuku to break so easily out of his, of course, the prison that made specially for him. And after making the high-end Nomo or Hood as a short, go after him, Izuku managed to lost him and go into the forest, and Hood, being unable to detect Izuku, decided to go back into the hideout with Dr. Ujiko, while in Tardris, All Might was searching for Izuku to see how the hell did he manage to run away. He's supposed to be, some secret place inside Tardris that no one will gonna know where Izuku is, and All Might know very well that All for One, quirk of teleportation is not working. All for One is not the one that used that, gray goo teleportation quirk, because he's still in Tartarus, and there must be someone else that did it. And would you guess it was none other than Dr. Ujiko? But for now, let's continue with Izuku in the forest, as right now he's just leaning against one of the trees, looking down into his hand, wondering what could be possibly happen next. What is the next goal in his life? He knew who is the person that killed his mother, and maybe even his father. I mean, at this point, he doesn't even know if he have a family anymore. His mother has been killed by the hands of his fathers. That, would you guess it, is the #1 villain in Japan, and right now he's in prison. Izuku has managed to run away after, being saved by Dr. Ujiko, which of course Dr. Ujiko was planning some things for Izuku, but just like I said, Dr. Ujiko didn't expect that much power from Izuku to break so easily out of the prison. And now Izuku is just looking down, looking into his life, and finally taking a deep breath as he stand up and said, maybe I just need to meet her once more and tell her about everything. Maybe just for one last time. As after that he start walking back into the city. And while that happening, in the hideout of Dr. Ujiko, he's just looking on the computers of his, while finally the high-end Nomo come back into the hideout as he said, I couldn't catch him, he was so fast. What should I do? Oh, Hood, don't worry. If Izuku managed to run away, that means that all what we have to do is just wait for now. Remember, we always know his place. Maybe you can't detect him, but I can, as Dr. Ujiko just looking into the computers and seeing a red dot in a big, like a map of the Japan city, or the whole of Japan, just a big map with one red dot and somewhere. And when he look closer into the red dot, he see that this red dot is right now in the graveyard, as after that Dr. Ujiko said, well, it seems that the little kid or the little master have decided to go visit his mother. I wonder what he's saying right now. And while Dr. Ujiko is just watching what Izuku doing, Izuku right now standing in front of the grave of his mother, wearing a hoodie jacket on his head, while the sky start to rain, of course, and Izuku just looking down into the grave, reading on it Inko Midoriya, dead and things like that or whatever, as Izuku just leaning on one knee, and after that he said, hey mom, it's me, do you remember me? I am Izuku. Yeah, I know, maybe I changed a lot, but I I still the same, even if I, kinda different. I bring you your favorite kind of flowers. You know, these, the white ones. I know that Dad was always giving them to you because you always liked them, right? I'm just gonna put them right here. As Izuku just putting the flowers on his mother grave. As he said, I'm really sorry, Mom. I just lost my way. I thought that I was doing the right thing by trying to, search for the one that killed you and killed my dad, but in the end, my dad was just turned to be a villain. Did you know about this from the start, or is it was just a surprise for you as much as me? Because I really didn't know anything about it. And if you knew, Mom, please tell me, why didn't you just tell me that my father was that? Maybe if I was a little bit younger and maybe if you, just taught me about the villain stuff, maybe I wasn't going to be in this way. Maybe I wasn't just going to lose my way in life. And right now, I really doesn't have anyone else to, count on. Though you are dead, and my father in Tardris, after being a villain from the start, from the moment that I born, and also my master and my only friend Stain is also in Tardris, and he left everything for me to continue his legacy, and I doesn't even know if I deserve to continue his legacy, to kill the fake heroes. My friends are dead. Katsuki Bakugo, the one that, well, I'm not really so much sad about him, but he also died. All Might is searching for me, and all Japan is just running after me. And I'm talking with a dead person in the ground right now. I'm talking with my mother grave. I'm just talking to myself, acting like there's nothing wrong, just to try fill this empty hole in my body. Damn it. If I only had something, if I only was able to get you back, maybe after that we could just leave all this behind of us and just go somewhere to hide. But it's already too late. You are dead and I just stayed alive here. And I doesn't even know if I can die at this point. Because that asshole of a father has gave me some sort of a fucking... I doesn't even know what is it, a super generation or whatever. And he just saying that I'm the perfect thing that I ever created. Saying that I will gonna become the next symbol of fear. What a stupid shit. Well, I'm gonna leave for now. I'm gonna come back here after a couple of months. And I'm sorry if I got a little bit angry on you, Mom. Well, goodbye. And after that, Izuku starts walking away. As he just walking and walking, looking on his phone, until suddenly, from an alleyway, someone smashed into his body, pushing Izuku into the ground. As when Izuku starts, just touching his head to see what's happened, he opened his eyes in front of him to see a little girl with the same white and red eyes, just like him, looking darkly into Izuku. As Izuku said, what? Are you okay? As the girl immediately seeing Izuku, she immediately jumping into him and hugging him as she said, please, help me, please. As after that, Izuku said, what's wrong with you? As Izuku hearing a sound from the alleyway saying, oh, sorry, mister, this is my daughter, sorry for her behavior. And after that, Izuku looking into the alleyway as he see only a man wearing a plague mask and a white gloves with a green jacket and a brown hair with a glowing, golden eyes. As Izuku looking at the man, and the man said, sorry for my daughter behavior. She's a little bit clumsy. And after that, Izuku said, this is your daughter? Yeah, this is my daughter. Her name is Eri. I hope that she didn't hurt you, mister. As Izuku said, no, it's nothing, but it's kinda weird. She have a white hair and red eyes, and you have a brown hair and a golden one. As after that, the guy said, oh, Well, she, inherited her mother, looks. Her mother, white hair and red eyes. She's just looking like her. Well, I'm sorry for what she did. How, Eri, come here, please. And after that, Izuku continues saying, then can you tell me, please, what about all these bandages around her body? As after that, the guy said, well, she really kinda a little bit clumsy girl. She plays a lot of dangerous games and she herself a lot. I'm sorry for if she worried you or not. As after that, Izuku continues saying, alright, but can I know something? What were you doing in the alleyway? As the guy said, alright, mister, you start asking a lots of questions. If you are saying that I'm treating my daughter in the wrong way or trying to teach me how to raise my daughter, then I would like you to stop talking with me like this. And after that, Izuku continues saying, why do I feel like this is not your daughter? And after that, Izuku just looking into the girl, seeing her just holding to him so tightly, with her eyes filled with tears, and Izuku said, who are you? Tell me right now. And after that, Izuku stand up and going a little bit back, as the air starts covering his arms, and the guy just looking at him as he said, wait, you are Izuku Midoriya, right? And after that, Izuku said, so you heard about me? And after that, immediately, Izuku jumped into the air and into the alleyway, hiding from the street so no one will gonna see him, as the guy just turned around and seeing Izuku behind of him, as Izuku holding his left arm in front of him, getting ready to shoot an air cannon with full power into the body of the guy. Doesn't even care if he will gonna destroy half of the city. He already did it a lots of times. And after that, immediately holding Eri with with his right arm, as he said, now tell me one reason why shouldn't I just kill you right here? Tell me what you are doing. And after that, the guy said, calm down a little bit. Maybe we can get into some sort of a agreement if you just let me talk. And after that, the guy started taking off his gloves. As Izuku seeing this, he said, what are you doing? Is there some sort of your quirk having something to do with your hands, right? Why would you gonna wear gloves if you were, not trying to hide something? And after that, the guy said, so you are smart, huh? Just like they said. Anyways, how about I introduce myself? You can call me Overhaul. Overhaul. Nice to meet you, Izuku Midoriya. And after that, Izuku said, great to meet you, but now tell me, what's the wrong with this girl, Eri? And after that, Overhaul said, well, it's simple actually. She's my daughter, and I, you can say that I'm trying to train her to use her quirk. So, Eri, come here. And after that, Izuku said, yeah, like I'm gonna, but before he managed to continue, immediately Eri jumped from Izuku's arm and going into Overhaul's side, as she just holding his hand, and Izuku said, oh, what? As after that, Eri said, yeah, he trying to train me, so I will be able to use my quirk properly. And after that, Izuku said, so that's it, huh? As Overhaul said, yeah, that's it. But for now, how about me and you have a conversation, Air Demon? And after that, Izuku said, don't call me that name. I doesn't like it. As after that, Overhaul said, what? Don't you like it? What, do you like the name of the son of the devil more? Because that's what the people in the underground are calling you. They always looked into All For One as the devil himself. And right now they are looking at you as the son of the devil. Such an interesting thing. I'm sure that you're gonna become something great in the future, but why are you running in the street like some sort of a little goon in the street with no goal? Just running around shooting air cannons without a plan? What is even your dream? As after that, Izuku said, nothing from your business. Now I told you. Tell me, what are you doing with that girl? As after that, Overhaul said, I told you already. I'm training her. But how about we just talk? I think that me and you can get into a nice conversation and maybe we can agree on a couple of things. What do you say? And after that, Izuku said, you know what? I really doesn't have anything better to do and I want to know what kind of training are you doing to that girl? And if you try to do anything funny to me, and I mean anything funny, just know that I'm gonna obliterate your existence. As after that, Overhaul said, fair enough. Come after me, please. And after that, Izuku starts walking by the side of Overhaul until they finally got into the hideout of the Yakuza. And Izuku just walking behind Overhaul, putting his hands, just putting his hands inside his hoodie jacket, and the goons of Overhaul just looking into Izuku and immediately shaking in fear from just looking at him into his dead eyes. As Izuku said in his mind, am I really this scary? I mean, I'm just a kid. Why are they so fearful from me? And after that, Overhaul said, I'm sure that you are saying in your mind that you are kinda weirded out. Why are they all kinda scared from you, right? I mean, you can't really blame them. All of them have saw what you did to the number one hero, to your own father, and to the city of Japan, your fights and everything. You're really such a strong opponent, and you are no one that should be messed around with. And they are so scared of you, so don't blame them. But for now, Kurono, as a guy wearing a white coat and also another, a plague mask, come closer into Overhaul as he said, yes, Overhaul. As Overhaul said, take Eri and get her into her room. And after that, of course, Kurono said, right away. And also, I got the person that, left the door open. As after that, Overhaul looking into one of his goons and Izuku just looking into Overhaul. As the guy said, Overhaul, I'm sorry, But before he managed to continue, Overhaul swiftly touching him and turning him into a pile of blood. As Izuku seeing this and said, interesting quirk. Reminding me of something. But can I know what this guy did wrong? And after that, Overhaul said, let's just say that he left the door open. And after that, Izuku just looking into Overhaul, but Overhaul said, well, anyway, let's go and talk a little bit. As finally they got into the office, and Izuku sitting in front of Overhaul as they put some coffee and some drinks in front of Izuku and Overhaul. As Overhaul said, make yourself at home. If we will gonna work together, I'm sure that you will gonna like this place. And after that, Izuku said, who said anything about working together? I'm just here because I really doesn't have anything better to waste my rapidly shrinking life on. And after that, Overhaul said, anyways, how about I tell you what I think about this world? Let me tell you my ideas. I think that this society is rotten by those things that called quirks. This plague that all those people thinking that this kinda cool or whatever. And my mission is to make this whatever these things, this plague that called quirks disappear from existence. And that's what I'm working on it right now. And after that, Izuku said, says the one that already have killed someone using his quirk. For someone that trying to clean the society from quirks, you're really using it a lot, don't you think? And after that, Overhaul said, maybe. But I'm getting too much ahead of myself, if I would say so. I am working on something special. A quirk enhancement bullet and also a quirk erasing ones. As Izuku eyes whiting and said, a quirk erasing bullet? And after that, Overhaul said, yeah, I have them right here. And after that, Overhaul calling one of his goons as he just putting a bag in front of him. As Overhaul taking two bullets, one in a blue color and another one in a red one. As Overhaul said, this blue one can enhance someone quirk into such a strong degree for a limited amount of time. And this red one can erase the quirk for a short amount of time too. You can see it right here, like this, as he just putting the bullet inside the gun and shooting the guy that already got of course, the bag. As Overhaul said, try using your quirk. As the guy tried, but nothing happened, and Izuku said, huh, interesting. But how can I make sure that this guy isn't just quirkless? And after that, Overhaul said, huh, well, how about we try it on someone else? As after that, another guy come into the place and Izuku seeing his quirk before Overhaul shooting him. As he shoot him with another bullet and it actually was effective, as Izuku said, interesting. Now what do you want from me? As Overhaul said, what I want from you is your help. Your great skills and your powers. I want you to be on my side to make my dream come true. So we can erase quirks from all society and from this whole world, going back into a clear aura from all this plague. What do you say? Are you with me? And after that, Izuku said, you want me to join you? What am I gonna take if I joined you? What am I gonna gain out of this? And after that, Overhaul said, well, first of all, he will gonna get a place to sleep. I'm sure that you doesn't have even a place to sleep, right? And after that, Izuku looking down and said, well, you're right on this part, but a place to sleep in is not a big problem for me. If I would say so of myself, I'm really not for sleep. I'm just running all day and night. And after that, Overhaul said, that's bad for your health. And second of all, of course, I'm gonna pay you very well. And so much money. And after that, Izuku said, money is not my problem. I never was in it for the money. And you can't buy me. And after that, Overhaul said, well, it seems that you are really a hard dealer, huh? Well, how about this? A quirk enhancement bullet. And a quirk, as Izuku before Overhaul managed to continue, he said, first of all, I don't do drugs. And second of all, I doesn't care for your quirk deleting bullet or whatever. And after that, Mimic come closer into Izuku and said, why do you talk like this about our boss? Respect yourself. You are in his presence and you should be scared. As after that, Izuku just looking down into Kurono and immediately just looking down at him as he said, know your place, brat. As with a swift move out of Izuku left hand, he's shooting an air cannon into the body of course, Mimic, shooting him into the wall, not killing him, but injuring him. And after that, Overhaul said, well, I was going to stop you, but you deserve it, Mimic. Respect the son of all for one. He is someone important, and he can defeat us all in a matter of seconds. So, stop acting like this with him. And after that, Overhaul said, sorry for his behaviors, but if you really doesn't want money, or the quirk enhancement and deleting bullets, or even a place to sleep in, what do you want, really? And after that, Izuku said, well, what I really want is something that you cannot give me. And after that, Overhaul said, are you sure about that? I would say so. I would say that I can give the people a lot of things that really they want. For example, I can make someone come back to life. And after that, Izuku eyes whiting on this whatever that Overhaul just said, and Overhaul saying, seeing that Izuku eyes have whitened, he said, huh, so you have someone in mind, huh? As after that, Izuku said, you're just lying at this point. And after that, Overhaul said, are you sure about that? And after that, Overhaul, calling Kurono into the place, calling him on his phone, telling him to get the dead body of the person that he already killed in front of Izuku. As after that, he got all his parts and whatever, left from him. And after that, Izuku seeing Overhaul taking down his gloves. As after that, Overhaul said, just watch and see. I'm sure that you will gonna like this. And after that, immediately Overhaul just putting his hand on the parts of the dead man, turning them into dust, and after that putting them back together, getting him back to life. And after that, Izuku seeing the guy start, breathing heavily and said, what's happened? What the? As after that, immediately Overhaul touching the man again, killing him and turning him back into dust. As after that, Izuku said, "This is impossible." As after that, Overhaul said, I mean, you already saw it in front of your eyes. Do you really think this is impossible right now? Now tell me, who's the person that you want to revive?" And after that, Izuku said, You are joking, this is impossible." And after that, Overhaul said, "Well, looks like that I'll have to do it again." As he just turning the guy again, getting him back to life, and this time not disintegrating him immediately so Izuku can't see him. As he immediately jumped from the, table and said, "I'm sorry, Overhaul, please just forgive me." As Overhaul said, "You're lucky that the Master Midoriya is here. Because of him you are alive, so try to do something better in the next time. Get out of here right now." And after that, the guy just bow and get out of the place. And Izuku just eyes whiting as he said in his mind, he can get people back to life? This is impossible, no. But if he actually right about this, he could possibly get her back into... As after that, Overhaul said, "So, what do you say? If you have someone that you really want to revive, someone that you want to get him back into this world, maybe I can revive him, if I have the parts. And how about you join us, and I will just gonna revive him for you." And after that, Izuku said, "Alright, can you revive my mother?" And after that, Overhaul said, "Your mother, huh? I believe her name is Midoriya, the woman that died in that, incident from a couple of months. The first incident that you did by yourself, the first ever place that you destroyed. Aren't you the one that," as Izuku said, "Yeah, maybe I was the reason for her death, but it was by accident. I wasn't controlling myself." As after that, Overhaul said, "So your hands just slipped, huh? I can understand that, believe me. Sometimes my hands also slip a little bit." And after that, Overhaul said, "Well, anyway, my mans will gonna get the body of your mother after a couple of weeks, but for now, I'll need you to work with me. And if I saw you, just lawyer or something like that, I will gonna revive her. How about that?" And after that, Izuku said, "Alright, I'm agreeing to that." And immediately Overhaul said, "Great. Nice working with you, son of the devil." And after that, Overhaul just holding his hand in front of Izuku. Izuku looking at his hand that, of course, right now he's wearing his gloves, of course, after putting them back. Izuku just shaking his hand, and after that, Overhaul said, "Kurono, how about you show our new guest around the place?" And after that, Kurono said, "Alright, Overhaul." And after that, immediately Overhaul said, "Wait a minute, you know what? How about I show you myself around the place? I mean, you are someone important. I shouldn't just let you go around not knowing what's happening, right?" And after that, Izuku said, "Whatever." And after that, Overhaul take him around the place. Izuku seeing the rooms, the places, and seeing his own, room, which is basically a VIP one, a room all for himself, and also meeting with everyone's favorite fighter and the machine gun, punches guy, Rappa. As Rappa just seeing Izuku, and he immediately want to fight him, but Overhaul telling him that he should keep it for later. And Izuku also looking at him, telling him that he have something that he didn't already done, and he want to fight Rappa, because in the last time that they fought together, it wasn't really the perfect thing. As after that, in the end, Izuku said, "So, you really have a nice place here." And after that, Overhaul said, "Thanks, but I have one last thing that I want to show you. You remember when I told you that I was teaching my daughter how to control her quirk?" As after that, Izuku said, "Yeah, what about it?" As Overhaul said, "Well, maybe I lied to you. You know how I make those quirk erasing bullets, Midoriya?" And after that, Izuku said, "How exactly?" As after that, Overhaul said, "Eri quirk allows her to rewind time, and by extracting her blood, I'll be able to create bullets that are able to delete quirks. to just get the quirk back into the point of non-existence. And after that, Izuku said, but if you know, did that a lot, you will just gonna kill her. And after that, Overhaul said, exactly. As Izuku said, wait a minute. Don't tell me that you are. As after that, he opened a door for one room that Izuku looking inside, he see Eri sitting on a chair with lots of needles into her body. As he said, what are you doing to her? And after that, Overhaul said, I needed to show you this because you can't trust me if I didn't trust you. And now, I just want to tell you that every time that I, of course, extract her blood out of her body, I just disintegrate her and put her back together using my quirk. As Izuku said, you monster, you are doing this to a little girl? And after that, Overhaul said, yeah. You know, I need to sacrifice some things if I want to make my plan go into, of course, reality. If I want to make my dreams come true, I need to make some sacrifice. And Izuku said, and you sacrificing by your own daughter? And after that, Overhaul said, well, that was just a lie, so she's really not my daughter. And after that, Izuku said, you little... And after that, Overhaul said, please keep your tongue. If you killed me, there will be no way for you to get your mother back, you know? And after that, Izuku just looking into Eri that's right now unconscious on the chair as he, just grinning his teeth and said, whatever, just never show me this again. And after that, Overhaul said, alright. And after that, Izuku starts walking away with Overhaul into his room. As finally, Overhaul leaving him into his room and said, make yourself at home. If you ever needed anything, just call Corona or anyone else. I'm sure that some people here will gonna be happy to meet you, since you was the reason for a lot of inspiring villains right now on these days. And after that, Izuku said, whatever. And immediately Overhaul just closing the door, and Izuku said into his mind, after this guy will gonna turn my mother back together and get her back to life, I'm gonna take that girl out of here and I'm gonna make sure that he will gonna see hell himself. I'm gonna make sure that he will gonna feel pain. That asshole torturing a little girl like that. And they calling me the son of the devil. What a stupid joke. But for now, as Izuku looking into his room and seeing such a giant bed, and such a comfortable bed, as he said, I really didn't sleep in such a long time. Maybe a little bit of minutes of sleeping will be useful for me. As Izuku, the moment that he just looking into the, of course, the bed, he just looking at it and taking off his hoodie jacket and just throw himself on the bed and immediately falling into sleep. As after that, in the dark empty space inside Izuku's mind, Izuku starts hearing a voice and he just seeing himself again in the emptiness. He said, this place again? What the hell is this place? And after that, he heard a sound from behind and said, well, looks like that you managed to run away from Dr. Ujiko, right, Izuku? And Izuku looking back, seeing the figure and the flying one of All for One. But this is gonna leave it off, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what you think about this part. And what do you think will gonna happen in the next part? Well, I have nothing more to say than Severed was here.